Hi, welcome to Movie Review Mom. I'm the mom and I do the movie reviews. And my goal is to give you the heads up on filmmaking quality and content so that you can make the best decision for you and your family as to whether or not you want to spend time and money watching a specific film. And of course, fingers crossed, we always hope we're going to have an incredible time at the theater or watching movies at home, right? And so I hate it when you spend time watching a film that turns out to be a dud. So I'm trying to give you the heads up on all of that kind of stuff. All right, and so the movie I'm reviewing today is called Blacklight. This action revenge movie is now in theaters nationwide. It's PG-13 and is an hour and 48 minutes. I'm going to give you an overview in a nutshell, and I'll point out things I liked and didn't like, as well as offer tips for parents, themes worth talking about, movie lines that are funny and interesting, and sometimes both, or either or. And I'll even give you some recommendations for some other films that I think you might also like, or maybe even better than you might like this one. All right, let's dive in. In a nutshell, if you love Liam Neeson, as I do, this shoot 'em up movie is just more of the same fun, action, and nonsense. This time, however, Liam Neeson plays Travis Block, a government operative, of course, coming to terms with his shadowy past. When he discovers a plot targeting US citizens, Block finds himself in the crosshairs of the FBI director he once helped protect. The film was directed by Mark Williams, who also helped write the screenplay with Nick May. Now, Nick May was a U.S. Department of Justice attorney during the Obama administration. So I always love it when writers have some inside scoop on the particular genre that they're writing in, and such is the case with this one. All right, so some of the things that I liked include, first of all, Liam Neeson. You get what you expect when you watch a Liam Neeson movie. It's always fun to see him kick bad guy butt and outsmart the criminals. He's getting old, but then aren't we all? I still love him, and I'm still going to watch all the movies that he pumps out. It always makes me laugh when Liam Neeson has intense conversations on his cell phone. Actually, this is old-fashioned cell phone, isn't it? This is the new cell phone when he's talking and having a really intense conversation on his cell phone while he's holding a gun. The scenes with Liam Neeson and his cute granddaughter, played by the adorable little Gabriella Singos, were a little bit forced, but still really sweet. I mean, she's a little girl, so she's not the best actress, but she's adorable, and I'm sure she's going to grow into it if she wants to, because she's pretty cute. Emmy Raver Lampman did a really good job too, and can also be seen in the Umbrella Academy and Central Park. Now, I hadn't seen her in either one of those things, so this was the first time I saw her, and I really liked her. I'd like to see more of her and what she can do. The topic of whether the American government is moral or trustworthy certainly is timely. All right, now the list of things that I didn't like is a little bit longer, unfortunately. So yeah, there's no way that Liam Neeson can outrun anyone these days. And don't get me wrong, because I can't either. With each installment of Liam Neeson movies, he does less and less hand-to-hand combat and more driving quickly in a car or more shooting, because that doesn't involve physical effort as much as running and chasing and, hitting people and stuff. He does a little bit of that, but there are times where he's walking and he's really kind of limping along. And I wondered, is that really him or is he acting? Because, he's supposed to have bad knees in this movie and just getting old and that kind of thing. So it was definitely believable. Some of the dialogue was just extremely predictable and cheesy even. And what am I saying? The entire plot is really predictable and pretty cheesy. We have seen this movie a million times before, especially by Liam Neeson. He's definitely got his own genre, doesn't he? Now, like I said, I like him and I don't mind it. If you don't like Liam Neeson and his style of movies, definitely don't watch this, because it is more of the same. Ultimately, though, this one is immediately forgettable. Wah, wah. Let me give you some tips for parents. You see someone actually get hit by a car, lots of violence, lots of weapons, some profanity. Some of the themes that are illustrated well are government, freedom, truth, family, retirement, hard work, and loyalty. Right. So I usually write down funny lines, but I didn't really catch any funny ones because it's basically a serious drama. But I did write down a bunch of interesting lines, and I have them all on my moviereviewmom.com website. So you can read them all there, but I'll share a few of them with you right now. So Liam Neeson's character says, one day you wake up and realize you're not sure who the good guys are anymore. And that's kind of the theme is, those who serve the country do so valiantly and risk their lives. But oftentimes they come to a point where they're like, well, if this government is corrupt, was I a good guy or was I really a bad guy? And that's really the heart of this movie, and trying to decide, when do you retire? When do you cut your losses? How long do you remain loyal to people? That kind of thing. Now, the director of the FBI, played by Aidan Quinn, says spilling a little blood is necessary to maintain law and order. So if you ever watched the TV series 24 with Kiefer Sutherland, you realize our government leaders have very hard decisions to make. And you just think, oh, I'm so glad I don't have to make those hard calls. And yet, do you want a government that really believes that spilling a little blood is necessary to maintain law and order? You could definitely make a case for both sides of that argument. And then at one point, one of the reporters just doesn't even want to know what's going on. And she says, sometimes I think it's better to live in the happiness of the unknown. And yet truth was the big theme of the movie. What is truth? And what are you willing to live or die for? How much are you willing to live or die for truth, and in the search of truth, and that kind of thing. And then Liam Neeson's character says, the truth can be difficult, but it's better than the alternative. And so I thought that was really interesting. And then ultimately he says, the truth needs to be told. And another character says, the American people need to know the truth, So obviously we got that message. All right, so overall, it's definitely not Liam Neeson's strongest film. I still get a kick out of seeing him, but there were a lot of flaws in this movie. And so my movie review mom grade is a C+. Now, before we go, let me give you 2 recommendations for a couple of other movies that I think that you will definitely like. One is Taken, of course. I mean, that was what started this whole genre really for Liam Neeson, and it's a really well done movie. And then another movie that's much more recent, but that reminded me of this movie, is called The Marksman, where he's just a good guy trying to do what's right, and also in the name of protecting a child and family, and how that's the most important thing. So that one wasn't his strongest either, but I still enjoyed it. It's very sweet, and Liam Neeson does a great job as a really good guy. Even the honest thief, he's a good guy, but he has a certain set of skills. All right, that's it for my movie review. I hope if you watch this, you enjoy it. And thank you so much for subscribing. And also be sure and like this video. Whenever you take those 2 actions, it spreads magical YouTube fairy dust on my channel and allows it to grow. So also another way to get it to grow is to tell your friends, come on over and watch some of my movie reviews and comment down below. I really love it, hearing what your opinions are of all these movies. All right, have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.